Hey guys, this is our group. Our focus of our group is to see whether satisfaction is mutually wanted between the both partners, if sex has psychological effects, and what levels of psychological effects there are. We interviewed about 50 people through survey. Video interviewed 6. We got different answers for both of the sexes, so here it is. Enjoy. Partners your current partner has had have an effect on your sexual relationship?
Yes, it does. It shouldn't, but it does. I think that when my partners have more than about 15 previous partners, it gets to a point where I'm like it's just not attractive to me. You know, like I haven't had that many partners, so if my partner does, then it's kind of a turn off.
Does the number of previous partners your current partner has had have an effect on your sexual relationship?
When I don't think about it, it doesn't. But whenever I really start to think about it, I'm like, oh, did he do this? I'm like, did he do this with her? Like, is that what's going on right now? Is that why this is so like out of the blue, or like this is new, or I don't know. It shouldn't, because it should be a clean new slate. But I think somewhere in the back of my mind, there's a little filing cabinet that is always wondering what had happened in the past, even though the past is over.
The number of previous partners your current partner has had have an effect on your sexual relationship?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. That's normal for everyone, I guess, to have previous experience, especially right now that we're in college.
Does the number of previous partners your current partner has have an effect on your sexual relationship?
Yeah, of course, definitely. If your partner has a lot of other partners, you can definitely run into some unseen things that are troubling you down the road.
Do you still believe that losing one's virginity is important?
Yes, I think it's like a coming out, you know? When you lose your virginity, you are becoming an adult. Even if you aren't, you go through psychological changes, you go through changes in your emotions, you get attached to someone who might not be attached to you. You know, there's just this whole psychological effect to it.
That losing one's virginity is important?
I do. I still think about when I lost my virginity all the time. I look back and I'm like, I was so little, like I was so young, but not really. I wasn't that young, but looking back then, I didn't feel young at all. I felt like I was ready for it. I felt I was emotionally mature enough for it, but you're never prepared to lose something that you can never get back. And you do want it to be a pleasant experience, because if it isn't, that's one memory that you're going to have for the rest of your life.
Do you still believe that losing one's virginity is important?
No, I still think it's normal. It's something that has to happen at some point, and I believe that it's something that everybody is going to experience at some point.
Do you still believe that losing one's virginity is important?
Yeah, of course, definitely. It's like a big step in maturity. It takes you from being a boy to a man, or in a girl's case, into being a woman.
People seem now to treat sex as something not intimate. Do you believe that sex is very intimate and a vulnerable experience?
Yes, I think when people are having sex, they're at their most vulnerable because they're giving themselves to someone else. Whether it's a one-night stand, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're married, you know, whatever, you're still giving yourself to that person, and that person is giving themselves to you.
People seem now to treat sex as something not intimate. Do you believe that sex is a very intimate and vulnerable experience?
I do. To have sex with anybody, you are being physically exposed, and even if you're not self-conscious, or even if you are really beautiful, or you're not, if you don't have the perfect body, the Sports Illustrated body, you will have thoughts in the back of your mind like, I am totally exposing myself to this person, and they're totally exposing themselves to you.
People seem to now treat sex as something not intimate. Do you believe that sex is a very intimate and vulnerable experience?
Yeah, I believe so, because once you engage with your partner, like seriously, you usually have sex, and a lot of people do it like to put their relationship in another level.
People seem to now treat sex as something not intimate. Do you believe that sex is a very intimate and vulnerable experience?
I believe it can be, definitely if you're doing it with someone that you care about. There's a lot of times it can be meaningless, but I feel like there are a lot of other times where it does mean something.
Do you feel that sex can sometimes lead to psychological changes?
Yes, I think that sex has a huge impact on psychological changes. And it could be for both men and women, but I think that it leans more towards women just because of the emotional aspect. But I know there are guys who really like a girl and they have sex with them and then she, ditches them, whatever, and they get their heart broken.
Do you feel that sex can sometimes lead to psychological changes?
I do, definitely, for sure. And I would say the biggest psychological change would be if you're having sex with someone you love and when you're losing your virginity. And that is, if it's a one-night stand, I feel like it's not as bad, but it's still there.
Do you feel that sex can sometimes lead to psychological changes?
Yeah, of course. If you sometimes do it wrong, you perhaps are thinking about it all the time, and you get like completely disappointed at yourself.
Do you feel that sex can sometimes lead to psychological changes?
Yes, of course, definitely. It'll make you think differently about the person that you're with. It'll make you think a lot of different things that can even emotionally attach you to the person that you're with.
After having sex with a new partner, do you feel you become more attached to them than before?
Yes, I feel like as soon as a couple starts having sex, they feel more intimate with each other, more comfortable, and that opens a new range for a whole bunch of other things.
After having sex with a new partner, do you feel you become more attached than before?
I do, because once again, you are more vulnerable with this person. This person is one of the very few that has probably seen you this vulnerable and has gotten this close to you.
After having sex with a new partner, do you feel you become more attached to them than before?
Yeah, because as I said before, you're on another level of your relationship, and I think once you engage in that kind of activity, I see myself, for example, at more.
After having sex with a new partner, do you become and you feel that you're more attached to them?
Not necessarily attached, but closer, definitely. I feel like sex is just another way of gaining a closer step in a relationship, and you can't really put it attaches you so much per se, but it definitely takes you towards a bigger, better thing, I believe.
Satisfying your partner important to you? Or
Yes.
just your own satisfaction?
No, I think that it's a two-way street, and that if you want to get satisfied, that you should satisfy as well. I'm a giver, so I'm all about satisfaction.
Is satisfying your partner important to you?
It is. I am definitely a giver, 100%. I get almost more satisfaction seeing my partner being satisfied than I do receiving the satisfaction.
Is satisfying your partner important to you?
Yeah, because then she will get mad at me.
Smart man. Smart man.
Satisfying your partner important to you?
Yes, of course, definitely. I mean, you can't just go into an experience wanting to be completely selfish. You do have to give some consideration for your partner. That's a big thing to me, honestly.
Hey guys, so we found in our research that people do get more attached when they have sex with somebody. Big surprise, not really. But also that we found that there's a lot of psychological changes. A lot of you guys may have known that, but a lot of people do get affected by having sex. Also, we found out that satisfaction is important to a lot of people. It's a crucial aspect in having a relationship, an intimate relationship with somebody else. Some people get satisfaction out of satisfying other people, and some people just get satisfaction in general. So it's important to satisfy each other if you guys want to have a good relationship. So remember, satisfy her, she'll satisfy you.
Boom.